Hello, welcome to Dinos. This time we're looking at Armello, which is another one of this month's Games with Gold. I had a bit of a play, so that's what we're watching now. Guys, did either of you ever go with this?
I had a very quick go of part of the prologue. Didn't get into the main game. Feel I've got a good idea about what the whole thing's about, though.
What do you count as the prologue?
It's called the prologue. It says prologue above it. So you go on, and there's like 4 characters, and part 1 is a wolf, and then part 2 is a mouse, and I didn't get through the mouse one. And they were all seem to be called the prologue in the little header above them. So that's what I called the prologue. Hope that clears it up for you.
Sure. Well, I believe all we're looking at here is the prologue then, which I didn't notice. I just assumed this was a tutorial of some kind.
I think they're interchangeable.
Very much... My time with it seemed very much to be teaching me a billion things to do and how to do them. And it set itself up to be a very, very complex experience from the looks of it. Although simplified down to work on a controller.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't played it at all yet. I was going to, so this would give me a good idea.
Okay.
So it's like a turn-based strategy game.
Okay.
Different. It's on a grid, as you can see. So different areas give you different boosts. So the mountains are good for defense. The trees help you hide at night. When I'm about to go into a village, that then brings the village under my control, and I get money from it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like... and then you find more and more quests as you go along. It feels like something that's going to be very in-depth and require a little bit of thinking about. But I think once you've got the idea, it's going to be... a lot easier than it appears from the outside, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. I played about 20 minutes. I'm sitting here. All this stuff's going on. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to chance it and just see what happens. Soon we get into the dice thing that was just utterly baffling at first.
Oh, you don't know how good this makes me feel. I thought it was just me. Because, yeah, I get the impression that this is a game whereby... if I knew all the rules and knew what was going on, I'd quite enjoy it. And you can move around the board and I think eventually become the king or queen of Armello, whatever it is. And I like the strategy, and you're going through the forest at night and all that sort of thing. Your different characters have different purposes and abilities at different times of day and all that sort of stuff. And whatever weapons you've got. So it's all skill-based. It reminds me a bit of sort of Dungeons & Dragons in some way, that they're sort of telling a story as you go. And I really like the humour of the whole thing. But... yes, obviously this is a tutorial we're doing, and it was throwing things at me, and I was really going, have I got time to learn this? I just want to know it. Can I just know it? Can I just implant it into my head?
Just upload, please.
Yeah, I was getting not baffled, but I thought I don't know if I had time to sit down to learn it. So if I was on like a furlough or had time off work and I'd sit down and wait and learn how to play it, I think I might enjoy it because I like everything else about it, but I just wasn't really getting a grasp of how to play it. And that's based on a tutorial, so that's worrying. But apparently I'm not the only one, so that's not so bad.
I was going to say, the artwork on it looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, and even the music.
It is a really nice looking game.
There's a bit where the music started making me feel things, and I thought, oh, this is like a cinematic, emotional experience, and I've actually felt something for this little mouse that's got hit or something. And I thought, no, it's just the music. It's not because I rolled a particular dice or something. But yeah, it's quite enjoyable. But yeah, I did feel a bit out of my depth in what was going on. Cinderella's castle.
From the sounds of it, I think I got the hang of it a little quicker than Jason did, because I didn't have that much of a problem with it. I was, by the end of my time playing with it, I was a little... Jason has told me that this is the intro or the prologue. I was a little on the side of, alright, can you stop introducing new things now? Let's play the fucking game. I unlocked up to I had a bit of a play with the third character.
Oh, right.
So I got the lion, the mouse, and the hare. And then I was like, I think I've said as much as I need to on this. It's not... I didn't dislike it, but it's not something I'm going to sink the time in that it needs to deal with all of this. I wasn't drawn in enough that I think I'm going to play a vast amount more of it, to be perfectly honest.
I like this bit where it sort of plays out your dice rolls.
I really liked that. I would have liked more of it, but a lot of it doesn't seem to be this. Also, it feels like without... I guess I get a bit like this with actual dice, but it feels a bit arbitrary as to whether you're going to win or not.
Yeah, I don't think they hide that.
It feels like you're not in control as to, because it's dice based. It feels like you're not in control as to whether you're going to win or not, and that's not really my cup of tea in a game.
Well, that's like the Dungeons and Dragons thing. It's rolling the dice to your chances. You know that you've got certain abilities and advantages over the other person, maybe. So you may gamble. You might. It says you have a dangerous card or a safe card, doesn't it? And
I was going to say, can you improve your chances when you go into a battle?
Yeah, you can play different cards. So you can see I've got the squire, shield, and sword there, which all adds bonuses to the character.
Right. Okay.
But there's nothing you can do to affect the rolls of the die.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's the point of the game. It's meant to be sort of fate and destiny and chance and, if anything, I suppose gambling in a little way. But
and do you fight until one of you loses, or?
That's the impression I got.
Here's the thing. I didn't actually lose. But I did see the character I was just playing with lose. Because we've just unlocked our second character. You're right, that does very clearly say prologue.
So, I got something from this.
So yeah, now I thought I'd give the rat a go. And his play is entirely different. So whereas the wolf I started off with is very much a case of... it feels like it's a case of just... go on, hack and slash, traditional hero-y type. With the rat, it's basically a mouse, whatever. Mm. No, it just said a rat's tail, didn't it? It's just a rat. It says you need to avoid combat and avoid the guards and stuff like that. Right. So you play a more wily game.
Oh,
okay. While you're in control of the rat, are you still in control of the wolf, or?
No.
Right, okay.
So I saw him as part of this somewhere later in my playthrough. The wolf finally took enough damage that he died, but all he does is he goes back to his castle and starts again.
Right, okay.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It seems very in-depth.
So it probably
it
isn't.
It does. But I don't think it was. I certainly didn't find it so opaque that I never knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I might have overplayed it earlier when I said I was baffled. I knew what was going on, but I just felt there's a lot here that I might need to understand, like what cards are best in what situations, what characters as what. I thought there's a lot of background knowledge I might be better equipped if I knew, and I knew I wasn't taking it in, and that's why I was going But no, I followed what I was doing enough to get to the next stage. Death to the traitor, we say.
So
here we go. So now they properly go for him.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned earlier that there was quests. What are those, and what entail? What do you have to do for those?
Well, you've seen a couple pop up. It basically just tells you to go to a place, and then you get a game of chance.
Right. Okay.
As to whether you succeed or fail, it would seem.
Right. Okay.
It's still very clearly telling you what to do right now.
Yeah. It did it all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks.
So I killed him and I took his gold.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm with you.
Sounds like you, yeah.
Yep.
What an ass.
So what do we think? Are you guys going to play more of this? I think I enjoyed what... I like the fact that it's something different. It's just not for me, but it looks and sounds and plays lovely for what it is.
As I say,
It's just not my cup of tea.
Are the controls? Do the controls feel fairly straightforward?
Mostly it's pressing A, occasionally left trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the dice roll was like a little flick with the thumbstick, which is quite nice.
That's quite satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think same as Sean. I doubt I'll go back to it. As a rule, turn-based things are not my thing. This is very well presented. And, if I had some time and I had nothing else to play, I'd probably give it a go, but chances are I'll play something else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fantasy guy as well, so this is very much preaching to someone who ain't going to be converted. Cutesy animal fantasy thing just is not my cup of tea.
I've never played anything like this, to be honest, so I'm quite intrigued. I'll probably definitely give this a go.
Oh, I think you should.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a hybrid between a real-time strategy and a card game. So I've played both. I've played the elements of this, just never together in one game.
Yeah.
So it's certainly a unique. It's certainly something unique to me, anyway.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Definitely worth a play, in my opinion.